أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers, and welcome to another episode on your Ramadan series. On today's episode, we are going to continue on the topic we discussed last week, that is Ramadan and health. And we will also talk about some aspect of Ramadan that we did not mention in our previous episodes. To help us understand this topic and some more details about Ramadan today, I have in the studio on my immediate right Ustaz Demba, and on his right we have Ustaz Dauda SK Cham. Both of them are missionaries of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat. But before we continue the studio discussion, we have a video that we will just play for you to watch, and then from there we come back to the studio, we continue with our discussion.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Rifat Nasreen and I'm in charge of maternity in Ahmadiyya Hospital, Thailand, Gambia. Today I am supposed to talk about fasting for pregnant and breastfeed mother. Although in Ramadan every healthy individual is supposed to fast, but only according to Quran. Pregnant mother and breastfeed mother are exempted for fasting. Here, during my practice, I have seen many ladies who come when you ask, they say, yes, I'm fasting. It's not good. First of all, when Quran exempted you, you have to follow instruction of Quran. And then, scientifically, it is also proved that in pregnancy, mother may need to take at least 3 meals and 3 light meals. If you are not taking its lead, and you have to take 300 to 450 extra calories per day. So if you are not taking that, it leads you to production of ketones. It's a liver molecules in liver, which can affect your baby and leads to a malnutrition child. Although it can increase the risk of decrease of amniotic fluid and low birth weight, preterm babies. Also, it affects the maternal weight loss. So both mother and fetus are suffering if you are fasting. Also, it affect the fetus mental health and behavior after the birth. Same for breastfeed mother. Even breastfeed mother need more calories, extra calories than a pregnant lady. She need almost 400 to 550 calories per day. And also mother, if mother is not taking enough fluid and if enough food, it can affect the quantity and the quality of the mother milk. 70% of milk is water, 30% is nutrition. Maybe one day fasting cannot affect, but if you stay long for fasting, it can affect the quantity, even the quality of mother, which will lead you for baby to not gain the weight and also for mother to be dehydrated. Once you feel thirsty, you are mildly dehydrated already. If you keep long, so many in weather like Africa, long days and hot weather, it affect mother for dehydration. What will happen? She will feel sluggish, weakness, and it is very difficult to handle those babies and toddlers. So considering to all these risks, you should not fast while you are pregnant and a nursing mother. And you should also not feel guilty about it because Islam and all known big religions have given you that advantage that you may pass out in this situation.
That was the video from one of our doctors in the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat Hospital here. And we come back to the studio and continue with the discussion. Ustaz Dada, I will come to you now. What she mentioned last about pregnant women not fasting and they should not feel guilty about it because the Holy Quran and Islam has exempted them from fasting. I think that is very important for the pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers to remember that very well. And they should not feel any guilt, as she have just advised. But some other aspect of this health and Ramadan is many people, especially if you just go out in our streets, you see people, spitting everywhere. What effect does that have on our health as a society?
Okay, Ustaz, first of all, we should understand that Islam is one of the religions which put much emphasis on cleanliness and hygiene. So much so that the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "At-tuhur satru min al-iman," meaning cleanliness is one of the preconditions of iman. So you cannot have iman, which is righteous belief and conduct, if you are not very much careful and you are not very much sensitive about cleanliness. So iman, and we look at the life of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was so particular that he said that if it were not going to be a burden on my ummah, he would have advised us to brush our mouth at least 5 times a day. He advised that we should not even litter the streets. We should not throw rubbish on the street and so forth. So when outside the month of Ramadan, Muslims are required to keep a high level of hygiene. So in the month of Ramadan, it is the month whereby we are expected to elevate the level of our practices, particularly our righteous practices. So cleanliness should be very much upheld. To spit everywhere is not part of cleanliness at all. It is better if you cannot avoid spitting. It's better to spit somewhere where you'll be able to cover with a sand. I know, but wherever you are spitting left and right. It's not good. It's not at all healthy. Even if you look at it, sometimes you may spit on people if you don't know. You see? And you may also, we know that in health-wise also, sometimes there are certain diseases that spread through spitting. If we adopt the attitude of spitting all over the place, we are likely to spread some disease. So keeping the place dirty and spreading disease can never enable somebody to achieve the purpose of cleanliness as far as religion is concerned, and particularly fasting, where we are supposed to elevate our righteous practices.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Dauda. And I think sometimes there is a misunderstanding about this, the teaching of Islam. That is why people do that often. That is, if you go to Hadith, the Prophet ﷺ have said, the fragrance of musk is the scent, the odor that is coming from the mouth of a person who is fasting is dearer to Allah than the fragrance of musk. I think sometimes when people read a hadith like this, they are tempted to believe that you can keep your mouth with that odor without brushing, and that will be very pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What do you say about that?
Ustaz, we have to look at the life of the one who said it, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His declaration cannot be diametrically opposite to his own conduct. His life is found that he brushed his mouth continuously. In the month of Ramadan, miswak is almost like one of the symbols of Ramadan. Just like the Quran is a symbol of Ramadan, miswak also, the chewing stick, is almost a symbol of Ramadan. So it is totally wrong to say that let us avoid brushing our mouth so that the stronger the odor, maybe the pleasant it will be. That doesn't make sense at all. Because the stronger the odor, it means that you have to make more effort to keep your mouth clean. The Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a very clean person, very tidy person. But he kept on brushing his mouth. Let me tell you, there's a correlationship between physical cleanliness and internal spiritual cleanliness. That's why I say, Allah said, Allah loves those who keep, Inna Allah yuhibbut tawabin wa yuhibbul mutatahirin. Allah loves those who turn to Him all the time, and He loves those who keep on themselves clean all the time. So if you look at the Holy Prophet, he keep on saying, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, 75 times a day at least. That shows his level of spiritual cleanliness, and he keep on brushing his mouth at least we know 5 times a day, only 5 daily prayers. But beyond the 5 daily prayer, he keeps on brushing his mouth. So it will be totally wrong for anybody to come and say that, because the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that the breath of the mouth of a fasting person, is pleasing to Allah than the mosque. Why? We should take note, because when you are fasting, you are hungry, you are not using water. The food inside your stomach, it gets cooked up. So sometimes burping will happen. Some of the air will come up and it will not be very pleasant. So because you are fasting and you are not drinking water, that is why the state of your stomach is like that. You see? So it doesn't mean that your mouth should remain dirty at all. It's simply that you cannot do anything about that strong scent coming out from the stomach. It's moving up out of your mouth. When you are talking, you can even feel that. But then as far as your internal mouth is concerned, you should clean it. We have tonsils also. There are some holes which sometimes they produce some small stones. They call tonsil stones. Sometimes they smell very nasty. No matter how much you keep brushing your mouth, it cannot control it. You cannot stop smelling. But that doesn't mean that you should leave it like that. You should, every morning when you go press it out, let the stones come out. If it is water will come out, and you use chewing stick or brush to brush your mouth properly and keep the hygiene. Cleanliness and godliness are synonymous.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Dawda S.K. Cham. And even added to that, the Prophet ﷺ would advise people, if they are spitting, they should spit on their left, and after doing that, also they should cover it. They should not just leave it in the open. I think that is also very important for our viewers to remember. Ustaz Demasab, we know when we fast in the holy month of Ramadan, we are to elevate our spirituality by doing good things, by elevating the good things we have been doing even before Ramadan. But there are other things also that the Prophet ﷺ have just said should not be a practice of someone who is fasting. Otherwise, his fast is next to nothing. And a part of that is about the qawlu zur, that is the telling of lies, maybe spreading false information or anything that is like that. Can you tell us about that?
Thank you so much. Before we go to the saying of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we have the Holy Quran. In chapter 22, verse 31, Allah the Almighty said, Bada auzu billahi minas shaitan rajim, bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, fajitanibu rijza min al-awsani, wajitanibu qawla zur. That is, you song away the worship of idols, and then you do away with falsehood. These two things are in fact connected. Allah the Almighty have connected these two things. That is the associating of partners and then falsehood. You associate partners with Allah the Almighty. That is the highest level of shirk, you can say. It's one of the highest level of shirk, and which is condemned in the Holy Quran. Allah the Almighty does not forgive the one who associates partners with him. And at the same time, immediately after that, he associated that Qawla Zur with this idol worshipping. So which is a thing which is hated by Allah the Almighty. And the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam also, he said in a hadith, which is a little bit a long hadith, Man lam yada qawla zur wal amala bihi falaysa lillahi hajatun fi an yada ta'amahu wa sharabahu. The Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, whoever does not give off false speech and evil action, Allah is not in need of his leaving his food or drink. That is, Allah the Almighty will not accept his fasting. So considering this, it is very, very important for somebody during the holy month of Ramadan, because it is the month of reformation. We are expected to reform ourselves during this holy month of Ramadan. It is just a matter of 29 days or 30 days. But Allah the Almighty and the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam expect us to reform ourselves, so that we do away with our previous shortcomings, and then we will be accepted in the sight of Allah the Almighty. And that's why, most importantly, Allah the Almighty said, when Ramadan comes, the gates of paradise are open, and then the gates of hellfire are closed. This means that Allah the Almighty, whenever you turn to him during the holy month of Ramadan, all the deeds, the reward you earn during the day fasting, Allah the Almighty will reward you for that. And we can see that during the holy month of Ramadan as well, many things which were happening other months before Ramadan, they are no more happening in the month of Ramadan because reformation is taking place. And this is the essence of Ramadan. The essence of Ramadan is taqwa, righteousness, so that we can attain righteousness. And once we reform ourselves, then we will gain this righteousness and then nearness of Allah the Almighty.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Demba. And I think what I will just add to that is, I think there was a Sahaba who came to the Prophet ﷺ, and he confessed that he is a person who is addicted to doing bad things. And he mentioned he have done a lot of bad things, but he cannot act upon all the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like leave this and this and this. But he's required the Prophet ﷺ to give him only one commandment, which he will act upon. And the Prophet ﷺ said, avoid lying. That was it. So this Sahaba went back, and whenever he was about to do a thing, he would remember, what if I'm caught? I will be ashamed, but I have promised the Prophet ﷺ I will not tell a lie. So if I'm caught and I say it's me, I would be ashamed. So he kept on doing that, practicing on that, and stopping telling lies. And that alone made him also as well stop all the other bad deeds he was doing. So we can see that lying itself is the gate to many other vices. But if anyone closes that door, then it means as well you have closed the doors to many other vices. But Ustaz Dauda SK Cham, we have seen that in the video the doctor was talking about pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, for them not to fast, and they should not feel guilty about that. Are those the only people who are not allowed to fast in Islam? How about those who are weak and frail? Let's say people who are very old.
Yeah, stars are. Islam does not promote Muslims to take recourses to excuses, to enjoy, to be weak. Islam requires Muslims to be strong and to be healthy as well. So you as a believer, you will hate it that a commandment of Allah is given and you are not having the opportunity to fulfill it. You feel it so much, But that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that Ramadan, it is, as he mentioned, is to gain righteousness, but it is also good. It cannot be harmful. And tasumu khairul lakum. He say it is good, fasting is good. It's not harmful. And he say yuridullahu bikumul yusra wa la yuridu bikumul usra. Allah wants you to have ease and facility. He doesn't want you to have hardship and suffering. So therefore, those people who will fast, but they will suffer. If you look at them, they look healthy. But the moment they fast, their health will deteriorate. Their health will decline. Allah said they should not fast. And as you rightly said, they include the old people, very advanced in age. And some other people, those are very advanced in age. Some other people also, they may not necessarily be advanced in age, but they may have certain health condition. If they fast, their health will decline. That includes the pregnant women and the breastfeeding women, and also there are certain type of sickness which you should keep having healthy food, healthy intake of nutrition, proper nutrition. Otherwise, if you do not, then your structures will collapse. It will deteriorate. So there, like some people have some mental brain issues. If they fast, they will feel that they'll get wild. They suffer from hallucination. They become wild. They nearly lose their senses. Those kind of people are there. So it is better not to force those kind of people to fast, because if they do fast, they go wild. So there are a lot of health conditions which are there, which you need to consult your doctors who are treating you, particularly those who have chronic illnesses. Like I know that some kind of diabetes, they may fast because when they fast, their sugar level are good. But there's some kind of diabetes, if they fast, their sugar level drop and they go into coma, they'll collapse. And when they collapse, they become unconscious. Some of them will die in that state. So you have to understand what kind of health condition you have, which can tolerate fasting, and the one which cannot at all tolerate fasting. Yeah. So Ustaz, if time permit, otherwise, I would just want to add this there, that you see, if you cannot fast, that doesn't mean that you cannot gain any blessing of Ramadan. See, there are a lot of things that you can do. The Quran says you should feed the poor. Feed the poor. You are required to feed the poor. Let's say a poor person in Ramadan. But if you can feed about 10 to 5, 10 more poor people, Allah will give you more reward. So, but you are required to feed only one person. But if you are able to feed more people, Allah will give you more blessings. So you should don't think that if you don't fast, the door of getting blessing of Ramadan is closed to you. No. You can join the Taraweeh prayers. You can join the recitation of the Holy Quran. You can do everything that people do in the month of Ramadan, except that you should not keep fast. But other righteous action, you should also join in and participate in them.
The life of Zikrullah, for
Zikr Ilahi, exactly. Remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Dauda SK Cham. And Ustaz Demba, we have only few minutes to go. But it is narrated in hadith and history that when Ramadan comes, the Prophet ﷺ was so much increased. One of the good deeds he used to do, like his sadaqah, and people have described him like he was like a wind, when he was giving things to people. And we have also, if you link that to the Holy Quran, you see spending is also very much welcomed in the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran promotes that a lot. And it is a means of as well attaining righteousness. And hence, before you have said Ramadan is linked to righteousness, I think let's also talk about that aspect of the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, about the spending in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Thank you so much. Ustaz, the life of the Holy Prophet ﷺ during Ramadan, we are told that the Holy Prophet ﷺ will increase his worship. He will increase his sadaqah, giving out in charity. He will increase in the recitation of the Holy Quran and many other things. Meaning the month of Ramadan, he will be ready to perform more and more good deeds. And the companions also have done something like that. And in fact, the last 10 days of Ramadan, the Holy Prophet ﷺ, normally he used to stay in the mosque for the remembrance of Allah the Almighty. The last 10 days of Ramadan, he used to remember Allah the Almighty, and even his noble wives, may Allah be pleased with them, used to do also that action of worship, that is itikaf. But just to go to the aspect of spending in the way of Allah the Almighty, we have this in the Holy Quran. Allah the Almighty said, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. لن تنالوا البر حتى تنفقوا مما تحبون وما تنفقوا من شيء فإن الله به عليم." Never shall you attain righteousness unless and until you spend out of what you love most. That is the only time when you will attain righteousness. And we have this companion of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, when this verse was revealed, that very companion was having a garden near the mosque of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. And he dedicated that for the sake of Islam, expecting reward from Allah the Almighty. He gave out that garden because that was the most beloved garden he had during his time. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ with the companions, some people used to go take water, drink from there, and then eat some fruits from that garden. And he gave it out for the sake of Allah the Almighty when this verse was revealed. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ, we understand so much so that during the month of Ramadan, how he increased in his spending in the way of Allah was unique to an extent that after Ramadan, when people break the fast, when the month of Ramadan ends, he give fidya. He give, he give measure for newly born babies for every person, even a baby who is born at that very first day. They give out charity or sadaqah for that individual. So this shows that the time of Ramadan, the Holy Prophet ﷺ used to spend more in the way of Allah the Almighty for the service of the poor.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Demba. Ustaz Dauda SK Cham, we have only a few minutes to go, but take us through what happens to our body when we keep the fast. Does it improve our health? Like if we are healthy, a healthy person is required to fast. Does the fasting improve on our health, or does it do otherwise?
Brother, it does improve our health. You are eating 12 months of eating. Let's put it like that. And 1 month of not eating. Unfortunately, sometimes people seem to eat more in Ramadan than even outside Ramadan. But if we keep the spirit of Ramadan in place, we actually fast. It helps our body to detoxify. So the liver will, kind of detoxify our vital organs. They will get rid of excess of whatever element is there, which can be damaging to that particular organ. And also you can see that it improves our mental alertness. So, because like the body heats up and more fat is burned, you have to use your reserve of energy in order to pass the day. So that excessive reserve, it kind of renew your ability to build up more. So Ramadan purifies not only the soul, but it also purifies the body in the true sense. That is why even outside the Islamic Ummah, the sciences are saying that fasting detoxifies the body, and that way your vital functions, particularly those who have cardiac problems and those who have other problems, there are various organs and parts of body, their functions is enhanced if they fast. Those are benefits of fasting, they come along. They are not the purpose of fasting. They are some of the benefits that we gain from fasting. Like if somebody has worm in the stomach, abdominal worm, if you fast for some time, you keep your worm so hungry. If you take certain medicine, they can easily come out. You can easily purge your stomach of worm. So fasting is very good. It purifies our mind, it purifies our body, it purifies our spirit.
Thank you very much, Ustaz Dauda Skecham and Ustaz Dembaba. I think the scientists of today have even coined a phrase for that. That is IF, intermittent fasting. Yeah, if you go online, you see a lot of videos circulating on social media. Everyone is promoting fasting. And I've seen some of them even did some videos, some doctors did some videos about Ramadan itself. And they said it's one of the best methods for you to detoxify your body and cleanse it and renew some cells and all sort of things. But it is a blessing on us that this is not something that we choose to do, but it is a commandment that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For us, it's a must. It is not a voluntary thing. So thank you very much. And viewers, this is all time allowed us. We were today on your program, that is Ramadan series. Until we come your way next week, this time from us, MTA Gambia International Studio, we say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.